शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले, श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे, निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशकारिणे। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं, देवी सरस्वती व्यासं ततं जयमुदीरये।
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, and Hare Krishna dear devotees. Today I am present Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, 14th chapter, the disappearance of Lord Krishna. Prabhuji, am I audible?
Yes.
First of all, I want to say about the connection point. After Dhritarashtra and Gandhari achieved the perfection of life, Yudhishthira Maharaj sent Arjuna to Dwarka to meet Lord Krishna, and he became very impatient to know about Krishna. So because Narad Muni indicates about the disappearance of the Lord in 13th chapter, 50th verse, Narad Muni said that the Lord has already performed his duty to have the demigods, so you have to wait as long as the Lord is here on earth. Also, Mahatma Vidura also know about the disappearance of the Supreme Lord and the annihilation of Yadu dynasty. In the 12th verse, Vidura says that Yadu Kula Kshaya. But Mahatma Vidura did not disclose this out of compassion before the Pandavas. If it was very, because it was very unpalatable news, and Vidura could not see Pandavas in distress, so he did not reveal. After getting the indication or the prophecy from Narad Muni, Yudhishthira Maharaj became very much anxious to know about Lord Krishna. And here the overview of this chapter. 1 verse to 2 is anxiety of Yudhishthira Maharaj. Then 3 to 5 he observed irregularities. And from 6 verse to 10 verse, indication of Lord's disappearance. And 11 to 21 observed the bad omens by Yudhishthira Maharaj. And 22 to 24, Arjuna's appearance, and he returned from Dwarka. And 25 to 44, Yudhishthira Maharaj inquired about his dejections. So in the first verse, Sudha Goswami said, Arjuna went for Dwarka to hear from Lord that what is the next activities. And Lord's mission of re-establish the religious principles and annihilation of the miscreants after the Mahabharata Yuddha, then his mission was complete. Therefore, to inquire his next activity, Arjuna went to Dwarka. In the second verse, Arjuna did not return back. There was no news about Dwarka's well-being, so Yudhishthira begins to observe some inauspicious moments by remembering the indication given by Narad Muni. So Srila Prabhupada in the purport, he explained that Supreme Lord is like the sun. Due to the sun, we can have all the necessities of life. Similarly, during the presence of Lord on the earth, all paraphernalia for peace and prosperity, religions and knowledge was fully displayed. So Yudhishthira Maharaj observed irregularities on the earth. He suspected the disappearance of the Lord. In the third verse says, Yudhishthira Maharaj saw that direction of eternal time had changed and there were disruption in the seasonal irregularities. People in general had become very greedy, angry and deceitful. And he saw that they were adopting foul means of livelihood. They all are the symptoms of the Kali. These are all the symptoms of the degradation when the human civilization in the Kali. Then the foul means of the livelihood, the people are the implies deviation from one's occupational duty. The foul means of livelihood means one's occupational duty, like according to the Barnard Ashrama, that they do not earn in fair way. So in this age, in the age of digitalization, ignorance is the call of the all deviation, and the solution is the hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam. To remove the ignorance, one has to hear Srimad Bhagavatam because the Srimad Bhagavatam is like the powerful sun, remove all the darkness. In the third chapter, it is mentioned that Krishna Swadhama Upagatya Dharma Jnana Advishaha Kalau Nashta Desamesha Purano Udit Purana Arka
Arko.
Vina Dita.
Purano arko adhuno udito.
Yes,
Udito means to rise. Adhuno udito is the risen from the horizon. Okay.
Udita. The Srimad Bhagavat Puran remove all the darkness of ignorance. And in the verse of 4, Yudhishthira Maharaj says, see that dealing between friends become polluted with cheating. In the family affairs also, there were always misunderstanding between father, mother, and son, uh, between well-wisher, and between husband and wife, and between among the brothers also. So in this age of Kali, there are 4 principles of malpractices. These are imperfect senses, which is Karanapatva, making mistakes, Brahma, cheating tendency is Vipralipsa, and illusion, which is Pramada. And the cheating propensities of the conditional soul is very much very prominent. Because the living entities has to desire the lord it over the material world, which is his false endeavor, because conditional soul is eternal servitor of Supreme Lord. Therefore, he never satisfied. In this unsatisfactory state of affairs, there is no harmony. Even between father and son, husband and wife, between brothers, between friends and well-wishers. So, all this, the problem can be mitigated by the process of devotional service of the Supreme Lord. As we learned that Savai Punso Parvo Dharma Yathar Bhakti Adhokshaje. The king Yudhishthira Maharaj also observed these symptoms and guess if the disappearance of Lord Krishna, it was happening. In the 5th verse, along with the cheating propensities, he observed the people in general become accustomed to greed, anger, and pride also. And the 6 to 10 verse indication of the Lord's disappearance. So Yudhishthira Maharaj spoke to his younger brother Bhimsen that he sent Arjuna to Dwarka to meet his friend, but there were 7 months passed, yet he has not returned. In the 8th verse, he was asking to Bhimasena about Lord Krishna. Is the indication of Narad Muni has come true? Has that time already arrived the Lord Krishna quit his earthly pastimes? In the Bhagavad Gita, it was mentioned that 4.6, Ajopi syan avayatma bhutanam ishvara apisan prakriti samadhishtaya sambhavami atma mayaya. Atma maya means Supreme Lord's internal potency. The here Lord Krishna declared that he is unborn, his transcendental body never deteriorates. And although he is Lord of the all living entity, he still appears in every millennium in his original transcendental form. He is in his Samsundar roop. His appearance and disappearance are like the sun rising, moving before, then disappearing from our sight. Sun always in his fixed position. Because of our insufficient senses, we assume that appearance and disappearance of the sun is in the sky. So the Supreme Lord, in the purport it is mentioned that Supreme Lord, he seems like a person. His other plenary persons like Sankarsan, Vasudev, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha and Narayana expansions also join in him by his inconceivable potency. That is called Yogamaya. And thus Lord Krishna in Vrindavan, he exhibits that the Madhurya Bhava And in Mathura, he exhibits the Aishwarya Bhava. And he exhibited Virat Roop also in the material world, in the battlefield, which is the material conception of his form. So Lord departed means he left again his plenary portion to his Dhamma and left his Virat Roop in the material world. In the ninth verse, the ninth verse is we can see the greatness of the Yudhishthira Maharaj, that he was acknowledging all the opulence, that is Sampada, all the good vibes, Daraha, lives, Prana, progeny, that is destiny, Pula, and victory over the enemies is Saptana Vijaya, and the future accommodation in higher planets. And Sanskritam was Loka. Whatever they received, all the because of mercy of Lord Krishna. So one cannot achieve success without the sanction of Supreme Lord. In the Bhagavad Gita 13th chapter says that Upadeshta Anumanta cha Bhakta Bhakta Maheswara. The Supreme Lord Krishna is the overseer and he is the master and supreme enjoyer and he is the Anumanta, means permitter. And he gives the permissions also. The Supreme Lord is the permitter with the permitter. The will of the Supreme, not a blade of the grass moves. So without his sanction, one cannot receive the success. Therefore, Supreme Lord is the cause of the all happening. So one should be grateful to the Lord for he has achieved. Here Yudhishthira Maharaj called Bhima as a man with tiger's strength. And he said to the Bhimsen that, and he admitting that on his own there no possibility or capability to face the challenging which are coming, to face the threefold measures like a celestial influence, which is Adi Daivik, Adi Bhautik, and Adhyatmic, the bodily pain in the Adhyatmic. So due to this natural calamities, disease epidemic happens, and mind and bodily pain also, the living entity also suffering. So these are all the punishments of superior energy of Supreme Lord, that is Maya. And Maya consists in three modes of material nature. The only by devotional service of the Lord one can give relief from these miseries. Bhagavad Gita 7.14 also mentions that Devi Hisi Gunamai Mama Maya Durataya Mame Bhaye Prapandyante Maya Metan Tarantite. So by surrender to the Supreme Lord, one can overcome from Maya. This Maya, which is consisting three mode of material nature, mode of goodness, mode of passion, and the mode of ignorance, these are very difficult to overcome and never be conquered by Jiva. But those who have surrendered unto Krishna, Supreme Lord Krishna, can easily overcome from the clutches of three mode of material nature. And here from verse number 11 to 21, all the bad omens, which is Yudhishthira Maharaj Arjuna. So what is the undesirable things which has happened is compared to the fire in a forest, which is automatically take place. It can be extinguished only by the mercy of the Lord. Therefore, whatever undesirable happening in life removed only by the mercy of Lord. And the mercy of the Lord coming from the association of pure devotees and by serving of spiritual master. And the solution are by the mercy of his devotee, one can save from all the undesirable, unauspicious, and all the calamities. And there were all the bad omens are. Like the left side of Yudhishthira Maharaj's body, thigh, arms, and eyes are all quivering again and again, and his heart palpitates due to the fear. And this indicates undesirable happening. And and he said to Bhimsen that the sea jackals cry and the rising sun and vomits fires and how the dogs bark at him fearlessly. Yudhishthira Maharaj said that about the omens that useful animals like cows are passing me on my left side, and lower animal like the asses are circumambulating him, and his horses appear to weep often, seeing him. The pigeon is like a messenger of the death, and the shriek of the owls, and their rival crows make his heart tremble. And it appears that they want to make a void of the whole universe. And he further said to Bhimsen that the smoke encircles the sky. It appears that the earth and mountains are throbbing. Just hear the cloudless thunder and see the bolts from the blue. The material nature behaving very unusually, unpleasantly. Many unpleasant things are happening. The wind blows violently, blasting dust everywhere and creating darkness. Clouds are raining everywhere with bloody disasters. The rays of the sun are declining, and the stars appear to be the fighting amongst themselves. And confused, living entity appear to be a blaze of weeping. Rivers and all the natural sources, tributaries, ponds, reservoirs, and mines are all perturbed, but are no longer ignite fire. What is this extraordinary time? What is going to happen? And the calves also do not suck the teats of the cows, nor do the cows give milk. They are standing crying tear in their eyes, and the bull take no pleasure in the pasturing grounds. And in the temple also, the deities seem to be the crying and lamenting the perspiring. They seem about to leave. All the city, villages, towns, gardens, mines, and hermitages are now devoid of beauty and bereft of all happiness. The Yudhishthira Maharaj describe all that calamities, what is awaiting. And he says that the earthly disturbance indicated some greater loss to the good fortune of the world. The world is fortunate to have been marked with the footprints of the lotus feet of the Lord. And these are the signs indicates that Supreme Lord will no longer to be. And the section of 22 verse to 24 was that Arjuna's appearance in Hastinapur. Arjuna returned to Dwarka after 7 months, while Yudhishthira Maharaj observed all these inauspicious signs on the earth. When Arjuna bowed down on his feet, he saw his Yudhishthira Maharaj saw his pale face due to anxiety and tears coming from his eyes. He inquired about all the matter from the Arjuna by asking various questions, which is mentioned in the verse from 25 to 44. The section 25 to 24 is further subsections. That first of all, Yudhishthira Maharaj inquiries about the welfare of his friends, relatives, and all the citizens of Mathura.
Pura?
Yes, Guruji. All the dynasty, the Yadu dynasty.
Of Dwarka.
Dwarka.
कोई बात नहीं चलो.
Then Yudhishthira Maharaj was asking about the well-being of his friends and relatives of Dwarka, such as Madhu, Bhoja, the Sarha, Arha, Satvata, Andhaka, and the members of the Yadu dynasty. Because these dynasties are exclusive in Yadu dynasty, so Yudhishthira Maharaj wanted to know their welfare. And in the verse of 26, further he asking about the welfare of Surasena. Surasena, his Supreme Lord's grandfather, his maternal uncle Vasudeva, and his younger brothers. And 27 verse, in the 27 verse, Vasudeva asking about 7 wives headed by Devaki and their son and their daughter-in-laws. In-laws welfare. And in the 28 and 29, Yudhishthira
Very, very
Maharaj
beautiful verse. Huh? The Sapt Swasaras Tat Pratneo. Should put little bit of Sanskrit also. Matulya Saha Atmaja. Seven sisters. Devaki are seven sisters.
7 sisters.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
And verse number 28 and 29, Yudhishthira Maharaj is asking about Lord Krishna, Lord Balaram. So after asking about Ugrasena, his younger brother, and Radhika's son Kritavarma, Akrura, Jayanta, Gada, Sarana, and Satrujit, he inquired about Lord Balaram.
Satrajit.
Lord Balaram, the personality of Godhead and the protector of devotees. Here Yudhishthira Maharaj glorified to Balaram. Balaram, here it is mentioned that Bhagavan Satvatam Prabhu. So Bhagavan is Satvatam Pati, the personality of Godhead who is the protector of his pure devotee. Pure devotee, they are called Satvatam. So without his mercy, no one can approach Supreme Lord Krishna. The Balaram is the fast expansions and immediate expansions of Sri Krishna. He is simultaneously co-expansions of Lord Krishna. He is one without second, expand himself as many other living beings. And in the purport, there is the Vishnu Tattva, difference between Vishnu Tattva and Jiva Tattva. The Vishnu Tattva, all of them are quantitatively and qualitatively equal with the Lord, like his plenary portions and Pradyumna, Aniruddha, and Purusha incarnations, and quadruple expansions. These are. And the Jiva Tattva, the expansions are like ordinary living beings, not at all equal with Lord. They are not at all equal with Lord. Like the all demigods included Brahma, Shiva, the denizen of heavenly planet, they are. So Balaram is the Adi Guru, the spiritual master of all devotees. By his mercy, the fallen soul can deliver it. The example of like Jagai Madhai, they are delivered by the mercy of Nityananda Mahaprabhu. And the verse number 30, Yudhishthira Maharaj asking about Pradyumna Anuruddha, who is the plenary exponent of Supreme Lord. Are they happy? And asking about 1331, he is asking about Susena Charudarsana. They are the son of Rukmini, and Sambo, who is the son of Jambavati, and Rishabha, who is the grandson. Here it is mentioned that Saputra Rishabha Adya. Saputra Rishabha Adya. Along with their sons, and his son's son, and Adya is Rishabha and etc. His grandson. And here the Prasni Pravara. Yudhishthira Maharaj not asking about all of his sons and his grandsons. So he is mentioned that Karsni Pravara means the sons of Lord Krishna, who is all chieftains. So Lord Krishna married 16,108 wives, and each of them had 10 sons. Therefore, he had 1,61,080 sons. So it was impossible to remember all the names of the lord of the family member. The king Yudhishthira inquired about only the chieftains, Karsni Pravara, son of Lord Krishna. So he said that at last Adya, which means etc. Numbers 32 and 33. Yudhishthira Maharaj inquired about Sutadeva, Uddhava, and the others, Nanda, Sunanda, who are the son of Parijanya, and other leaders of liberated souls who are constant companions of the Lord are protected by Lord Balaram and Krishna. He inquired about Uddhava, who is Krishna's friend, look as like as Krishna. And here, and in the purport, it is mentioned that purpose of their appearance, the purpose of the liberated soul's appearance, who is Satyotam, and Krishna is Satyotam Prati. So they appears on the earth along with the Krishna to serve him in his transcendental pastimes. In the Bhagavad Gita 4.5 also mentioned that Bahunima Veditani Janmani Tava Arjuna Tani Aham Veda Sarvani Natvam Vedha Parantapa. The Lord Krishna said to Arjuna that many births, both of Arjuna and he had passed, but Krishna can remember all of them, but Arjuna cannot. Thus, Jiva Tattva and the Vishnu Tattva are not equal. Therefore, Lord, remember all of them, but the devotee forgets due to their marginal potency, okay, due to the Tatastha Sakti. And it is mentioned that 15.7 also that Jiva, for 15.7, that Mame Vanso Jiva Loke, Jiva Bhuta Sanatanam. The living entities in this material world are my fragmental parts. So, Jiva Tattva are unfinitesimal potential particles of the Lord, fragmental part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. They are in quantity, they are very small. So they require the protection of the Lord all time. They are always dependent to the Lord. Srila Prabhupada giving the analogy of the fire, that the sparks of the fire are able to glow along with the fire, but independently glows of fire sparks is easily extinguished. Even the quality of the fire glow is there. So therefore, Lord gives protection to them from the miseries of material existence, so that they could serve Krishna in all circumstances. The 34 to 39. 34 to 39. Yudhishthira Maharaj glorifying about Supreme Lord. Yudhishthira Maharaj saying that to Lord Krishna, that Bhagavan Api, Lord Sri Krishna, who is Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he says Govinda, who gives pleasure to the cows and the senses, Brahmanya, who is devoted to the devotees, and Bhakta Vakshala, he is affectionate to the devotees. Now, Krishna is the Bhagavana. The third chapter, we learned that Eteksham Kalapunsa, Krishnastu Bhagavani Sayam. The Krishna is the original personality of the Godhead, and no one is superior to him. Matta Parataram Nanyat
Kinchid asti dhananjaya.
Asti Dhananjaya.
Kinchit.
Yes, Vajji.
Okay, very good. Good attempt. Continue.
So, Krishna is the Bhagavan, then no one is superior to him, and no one is equal or higher to him. And the Sanskrit term was called Asama Urdhva. Asama Urdhva. And Supreme Lord is Govinda. And because he gives pleasure to the cows and senses. And we learned that Goswami, they are who have purified senses or control his senses by devotional service of the Lord. They can derive the transcendental pleasure. They are called Goswamis. And Godasa, whose senses were impure by the illusionary energy, and they always try to false pleasure of senses, and they become a servant of his senses. So they are called Godasa. One verse there is Atha Shri Krishna Namadi Nam Bhavet Graham Indriya Sevan Mukhi Hi Jivado Swayameva Spurati Ada. No one can understand Krishna as he is by impure material senses, but he reveals himself to the devotees, being pleased with them for their devotional service unto him. And here Yudhishthira Maharaj called Govind Brahmanya. He is the protector of cows and Brahmanas. Without the cow protection and cultivation of Brahmanical qualities, such as truthfulness, equanimity, control of the senses, then human society cannot prosper and cannot establish any relation to the Lord. And he is Bhakta Vakshala also. And he is very devoted to his devotees. So here Yudhishthira Maharaj questioned to Arjuna about Lord Krishna, who is Bhagavan, and there could not be any question of his welfare about Bhagavan, but he asked out of his affection towards the Lord. So he inquired. In the verse number 35 to 36, the supreme enjoyer Lord Sri Krishna, here it is mentioned Ananta Sakha, in the company of Ananta, who is Balaram, are staying in the ocean of Yadu dynasty. Yadukula Ambadhu, the ocean of Yadu dynasty, for their welfare and protection. The Yudhishthira Maharaj compared the Yadu dynasty to the ocean of milk. The citizens of Dwarka being protected by the arms of the Lord, they are enjoying life like residents of the Vaikuntha planet. And the residents of Vaikuntha planet are called Mahapurisikas, always engaged in devotional service to the Lord, and they are always happy without any miseries. In the 37th verse, Yudhishthira Maharaj glorified the most confidential associates, the queens of Dwarka, headed by Satyabhama. Though we can see here how Krishna is affectionate and how he pleased even his queens. Take care of all their comforts. Lord played the parts of a faithful husband here. The Lord taking away, Lord takes away all the comforts which are enjoyed by demigods for his queens. Like Satyabhama, desire to have the parijata flowers in which is bloomed in heavenly planet, and Krishna forcibly give a parijat flower to Satyabhama and fulfill his desire. In the 38th verse, it is Yudhishthira Maharaj saying about the members of Yadu dynasty. The members of Yadu dynasty being protected by Lord Krishna. During the time of Lord Krishna's presence on the earth, the members of Yadu dynasty forcibly brought the celestial Sudharma assembly house to the earth and placed it at Dwarka. Because they are always protected by Lord Krishna, so they are always remain fearless because they have taken the shelter on the lotus feet of Sri Krishna. Like a child is fearless to his father and he completely dependent to his father. Here the last section, 39 to 44. Here Yudhishthira Maharaj asking about the Arjuna's personal welfare. 39 and 40. After asking about the welfare of Sri Krishna and Yadu dynasty, Yudhishthira Maharaj was asking about his health because he lost his bodily luster and he thought that whether anyone disrespect or neglecting him. And second question, has someone threatened him? And third question, he asked that if he could not give charity to whom he asked or could not keep his promise to someone. So here we see the features of Kshatriya. For a Kshatriya to be disrespect and neglected situation is worse than death. As it was mentioned in Bhagavad Gita 2.34. Krishna says, if people speak of infamy and give disrespect to a Kshatriya is worse than death. For him, prestige, honor is very much important.
What is the verse?
Verse Prabhuji, akirtim chapi bhutani.
Good. Okay, good.
And last is Akirti Maranad Atirichyate. Means Akirti is gaining.
Akirti is?
Akirti rise. Guruji.
What is Akirti?
Infamy.
Yes, very good.
So for a Kshatriya, he should give charity in the matter of his duty without expecting any return. Similarly, he should keep his promise also. If he do not perform or fails to perform, he will never he will incur sin. And it is also mentioned in 2.33. That Swadharma kirti chahitva papam abapsasi. If he neglecting his duties to lose his reputation, and he will incur sin. Thus Yudhishthira Maharaj thought this could be the reason for his dejection. In the 41 verse, Yudhishthira Maharaj thought that could he not give the protection to the Brahmanas, children, cows, women, and the diseased persons. Then who is called Kshatriya? That one who protects living beings from harm. Means Khyata iti trayate is Kshatriya. Khyata means harm. So they have the tendency, Kshatriya have the tendency of position of the master. The Kshatriya should protect to the Brahmanas, women, child, old men, diseased persons who approach his shelter. If he do not give protection to such living beings, it is shameful for a Kshatriya. In the 42 verse, Yudhishthira Maharaj thinks that has he any contact with women, or has he not properly treated a deserving woman, and has he defeated by someone who is inferior to him? It is very much abominable for Kshatriya to be defeated by anyone who is inferior in strength or equal in strength. So Yudhishthira inquired if it was happened with Arjuna. So in the 43 verse, it was 43 words. Further, Yudhishthira Maharaj is asking that whether he have not taken care of the old men and boys who deserve to dine with him, and have he left them the taken his meal alone. So it was the duty of a householder to feed first of all the children, the old members of the family, and the brahmanas. Then further he called for any unknown hungry men thrice a day to dine before he takes meals. The neglect of this duty for a householder is abominable actions, which is unpardonable. Which is mentioned here, akshama. Akshama means unpardonable activity. So had Arjuna committed such pardonable mistakes? And last words, the 44 words. After so much of pro, Yudhishthira Maharaj, he finally asked the question about the Narad Muni's indications. By seeing Arjuna's face, his rejection, Yudhishthira Maharaj inquired if none of above incidents had happened, then Arjuna might have lost his intimate friend, Lord Krishna, and there can be no other reasons. Yes, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Good presentation with lot of decorations. I like your decorations. Shastrik. What is the main theme in this chapter?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
I think the main theme, it was the 8 verse. it was मतलब हमें लगता है कि सुप्रीम लॉर्ड not happen. He was a Jopi. He's unborn.
क्लियर नहीं, दोबारा बोलिए।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी.
हाँ बोलिए।
There was a disappearance of Lord Krishna. It is same to the living entity that Lord Krishna departed from the material world. But the fact is, Supreme Lord is unborn,
Yes. Then
and his body never deteriorates.
why this full chapter is dedicated in Srimad Bhagavatam, disappearance of Lord Krishna? Did he disappear or he remained there? You should have clarity now, with conviction. You have fully presented the chapter. Now I want to know from you, what is your clarity and conviction about this entire chapter? That is the purpose of asking you people to present. Bolo, whatever is your understanding.
Lord Krishna is in his uh, abode Prabhuji in Golok Vrindavan, but he appears in the material world to fulfill his mission.
Okay, very good. Then you are there. बताओ बताओ क्या conclusion क्या है? Ninth verse में, if you see the ninth verse, book is there with you? 114:9.
Yes, Prabhuji.
What is very striking statement in this purport? Very, very striking purport. What statement is very striking? Something struck me जब आप present कर रही थी. It's a long purport. What Prabhupada is writing, that the so-called material body. And you were quoting Ajovapi son of Atma. How to reconcile both? मिला?
In 9th chapter or 8th chapter? 8 verse, Prabhuji.
Ninth. मेरे ख्याल से ninth नहीं है. So-called material body. बाकी लोगों को मिला?
Ninth verse is the
Eighth.
sanctions of.
Eighth. You're right. It is eighth verse.
This Prabhuji, the last line it is mentioned that Lord left his body means he left again his plenary portions. He left his Virat room in the material world.
ये देखो ना. When Lord Krishna was apparently killed by the bow and arrow of the hunter, the Lord left his so-called material body in the material world. You were explaining Ajopi San Avyayatma. Then there is no difference between the Lord and his body. His body is fully transcendental.
Yes, Guruji.
मिल गया?
Yes.
Therefore, it should be understood that when Lord Krishna was apparently killed by the bow and arrow of the hunter, the Lord left his so-called material body in the material world. So, how to reconcile this statement of Prabhupada? प्रयास करो. पढ़ा होगा ना आपने ये भी?
Yes, Guruji.
ना हनते हन माने शरीर है, वो तो है, लेकिन यहाँ तो बोल रहे हैं ना शरीर. ईश्वरा परमा कृष्णा सचिदानंद विग्रह, तो फिर शरीर कहाँ से आ गया? वो तो स्पिरिट है. कोई बात नहीं. I will not further put you into any confusion. But overall, a very good attempt, and you decorated it with very, befitting verses, both from Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. That shows the depth of your study and in the interest that with you are hearing, so that you can connect with so many verses. Wonderful. बाकी लोग क्या बोलना चाहते हैं? Who would like to make a review? पुरुषोत्तम, आप बोलिए. आपकी बार प्रेजेंटेशन आप भी करेंगे, मैं अभी रीडू कर दूंगा. 15th is Pranav, you are preparing? You know now you have to present 15th.
Yes, Prabhuji, I know.
Monday is okay?
No, Prabhuji, 2 more days I require.
When did I give you the assignment? It is almost more than 15 days. Maximum can be Tuesday, no further.
Okay, Prabhuji. By Tuesday, I'll try.
You should learn from Mataji, Priyanka. She always says that whenever you say. She never says that this is what I desire or what I want. Twice I tested her, both times she said that whenever you say. And you see how nicely she is presented. This is the chapter is saying that we have to depend on the mercy of the Lord. This is what Yudhishthir Maharaj's heart is filled with gratitude. He's saying that whatever opulence, whatever kingdom, whatever favorable situations, Putradar, everything that we are having, it is only because of the mercy of the Supreme Lord. Not on own ability. Okay, Purushottam, बोलिए. माताजी
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी.
क्या बोलिए.
Actually, bro, I am not studied this chapter, but today I have some understanding by Mataji's this
Presentation.
lecture.
Presentation.
So as
लेक्चर कहाँ आ गया? प्रेजेंटेशन पूरा ओवरव्यू दिया है. आप ये देखिए कितना पढ़ा होगा इन्होंने, कितना टाइम लगाया होगा, तब एक एक वर्ष का परपोर्ट का इतना अंदर का जो प्रभुपाद का मैसेज है उसको रिवील कर रही है. This is how we have to study Shastra. Prabhupada says we have to study scrutinizingly. बोलो.
yes, so as the title of this chapter is the disappearance of Lord Krishna. So in the second verse, Prabhupada Mataji had told that by Prabhupada's purport, ki son if sun is not, sun is the considered to be the source of all productivity and material energy, and only due to the sun we can have necessity of life. So like if Krishna is not there in our life, then the basic necessities should not be there, and we are there should not be peace and prosperity, and there will be no knowledge
नहीं
and
मैं
religion.
ये सब नहीं, आप
And
खास
also
कमेंट कमेंट करो, खाली आप ये बताओ कि क्या चीज आपको इंस्पायर किया माता जी के उससे, और क्या हाँ आपको लगा कि वो अभी नहीं टच कर पाई या कवर कर पाई।
वो एक्चुअली मैंने इसमें ज्यादा पढ़ा नहीं, तो मेरे लिए भी कमेंट कर पाना
हाँ,
संभव नहीं है।
और कौन, रम्या आप बोलो।
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. You have presented very scrutinized. You have presented very vividly by scrutinizing study. And each verse you mentioned watch from Prabhuji's lecture, so that you have heard all the lectures. Thank you, Mataji. Um,
मुझे भी
because
लगा
of
मैं अपना ही लेक्चर सुन रहा हूँ। आई वाज फीलिंग दैट आई एम हियरिंग माय ओन लेक्चर। बोलो।
एक्चुअली प्रभुजी, ये जो 8वां श्लोक है उसका लास्ट लाइन मुझे थोड़ा समझ में नहीं आया, तो कैन यू प्लीज इलाबोरेट माता जी?
ही विल इलाबोरेट, पूछो, हाँ पूछो, पढ़िए, क्या नहीं समझ में आया आपको, पढ़िए, रीड आउट द स्टेटमेंट।
Hare Krishna, Ramya Mataji, which line?
लास्ट लाइन माता जी, that the Lord left his
The Lord
body
left
means
that he left again his plenary persons in the respective Dhammas transcendental abodes, and as he left his Virat Roop in the material world. Yes, this is Krishna's Virat Roop, which is he exhibited on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, and it is the conception. So he left his Virat Roop. And in the first para of this verse, it is mentioned that all the Purusha incarnations and his quadruple expansions, they all are, this all he himself in different transcendental expansion, and still Lord Sri Krishna functions in a different sphere of transcendental action with the different grades of devotee. And when Lord Krishna appeared in the form of a person, and his other plenary persons are also joined in him. And this is possible by his inconceivable potency, by his Yogamaya. So when Lord Krishna left this material world, so he went to his Vrindavan Dham.
You have to answer this point that the Lord left his body means that he left again his portions in the respective dhamas as he left his Virat Roop. You have to explain this statement. This is what she is asking. Is it correct?
yes Prabhuji.
Virat Roop he left, that everybody is able to understand. But what about this plenary portion in the respective dhamas? As How much philosophy you have understood, then you will be able to answer. टाइम ज्यादा हो रहा है. यहाँ स्टेटमेंट दिया ना प्रभुपाद जी ने ऊपर से, when he begins the commentary, Prabhupada is saying, as we have discussed many times, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna, has many plenary expansions. And each and every one of them, although equally powerful, executes different functions. In Bhagavad Gita, there are different statements by the Lord, and each of the statement is meant for different plenary portions or portions of the plenary portion. For example, okay. So now you explain, if you have understood. What is the verse in Bhagavad Gita where Krishna says, Avjananti mamudam manushim tanu mashritam param bhavam ajanantam mama bhuta maheshwaram. This is a philosophical question. क्लियर है तो बोलो हाँ, नहीं तो बोलो ना.
Please, you explain and guide me.
कौन बताएगा? Who will answer? Dayashil, you should answer. You are the most senior person in this entire batch. Hearing Bhagavad Gita for last how many years? 14 years. Let me see how much of your smile is genuine. We want to hear, not see your smile, Baba. That has no value. When you talk, let us see how much of Shastra, evidence, philosophy you are able to reveal. If others want to answer, can raise their hand.
Prabhuji, I heard that when Lord Krishna lives for Dwarka and lives for Mathura, they are not the Lord Krishna himself. His plenary person, they go there. And yes,
What is
Prabhuji.
Pramana?
Yes, Prabhuji.
What is the Praman? You have to give some evidence. You've heard that it does not have any relevance.
Because yes, Prabhuji, it is in one of the verse it is said that means Lord Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. Padam evam na gacchati, something is there, Prabhuji.
Vrindavan parityaje padekam na gacchati. Okay.
So this is one of the praman that Lord Krishna never goes to himself, never goes to the Dwarka, Mathura. His plenary person they go, Prabhuji.
Okay. So when he returned, he left the plenary portions where? In the Dhamas. And he in the Mool Sham Sundar Roop, he returned back to Golok.
Yes, Prabhuji.
How many of you are convinced? Are you convinced, Ramya?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, his plenary persons like Sankarshan, Vasudev, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, are they gone to their Vaikuntha Dhamas, their respective Vaikuntha Dhamas?
बोलिए दयाशील जी.
Prabhuji, also it is written that when Lord Krishna comes, then all his plenary person also they comes with him. It is in Krishna book, I think, Prabhuji. Whenever Lord descends, he comes with his all this expansion and plenary portions, everything.
So, then give the conclusion.
Yeah, it is simple, Prabhuji. When he left, all the plenary persons, they do not go to the Golok Vrindavan, as you told.
Where they will go?
They will go to the Vaikuntha planet, Prabhuji.
To their respective dhams. Simple. Okay, Ramya? Clear? Very good. Very good. Anyone else has any question? Yes, Sonika. Sonika, अभी आप class दे रही हैं? Why your video is off?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I'm not well. I went to
Oh.
doctor today.
Oh. क्या हो गया? Fever?
No Prabhuji, ये स्टोमक एक हो रहा है 3 दिन से. आज बहुत ज्यादा हो गया था.
Oh. तो आपको बताना चाहिए. आपने किसी को बताया नहीं? And you are staying alone? रम्या, you knew? नहीं. बोलिए, क्या प्रश्न है आपका?
प्रभुजी 2 पॉइंट्स बोलना था. आपने पूछा इस मतलब इस चैप्टर का क्या सिग्निफिकेंस है. तो एक तो आपने बताया जो मैं बोलना चाह रही थी कि युधिष्ठिर महाराज का ग्रेटिट्यूड का जो फीलिंग्स है वो इसमें एक्सप्रेस किया गया, उसको एक्सप्लेन किया गया. दूसरा एक चीज जो मुझे मतलब समझ में आया वो ये था कि जो डिवोटी होते हैं, प्योर डिवोटी होते हैं, उनको जो उनका जो फीलिंग ऑफ सेपरेशन होता है उसको एक्सप्लेन किया गया पूरे चैप्टर में. जो युधिष्ठिर महाराज के वर्सेस से आया और जो अर्जुन के कंडीशन को एक्सप्लेन किया गया, तो वो भगवान के लिए जो सेपरेशन था उसको एक्सप्लेन किया गया है. तो डिवोटीज का जो है जो भी सेपरेशन होता है उसको एक्सप्लेन किया गया. और प्रभु जी एक चीज माता जी को बोलना था. माता जी जैसे 31st वर्ष में एक टर्म मतलब बता रही थी कार्सनी प्रवार है. माता जी बता रही थी
हाँ.
कार्सनी प्रवार.
Yeah.
तो माता जी का मीनिंग जैसे बता रही थी सन ऑफ लॉर्ड. तो सन ऑफ लॉर्ड तो एक्चुअली सिर्फ कार्शनी है. जैसे कौनते कुंती के पुत्र वैसे कृष्ण के पुत्र कार्शनी होंगे. प्रवार है तो कुछ और होता है मतलब.
बताएंगे. बहुत अच्छा एक्सप्लेन किया था इन्होंने. बताइए.
हरे कृष्णा. हरे कृष्णा माता जी. Yes, Mataji, you are right. Karshni, the son of Lord Krishna, and Pravara is the chieftain of Lord Krishna. क्योंकि वो इतने सारे सन के नाम वो याद नहीं कर पाते थे, कर नहीं पाते. सो उन्होंने कहा था कि प्रवरा. एंड मैंने कहा था कि सपुत्रा, यानी द सन्स ऑफ देयर सन्स, यानी सपुत्रा, हिज ग्रैंड सन्स, एंड हिज ग्रैंडसन आर ऋषभ. And only one name is mentioned here, Rishabha and Adya, which is etc.
क्लियर हुआ आपको सोनिका?
थोड़ा सा कंफ्यूजन है. मींस कार्शनी प्रवारा मींस
Krishna Brahmana means the chieftains amongst the descendants of Krishna. Krishna had 16,108 wives, and each wife gave birth to 10 sons. And further, Prabhupada is writing that each son had another 10 sons. तो कितना बड़ा नंबर हो गया? सबका नाम लेते तो घंटों लग कई दिन लग जाते सबका नाम लेते लेते. So he named only the Pravara, the chieftain. Only one name is mentioned, that she said, Rishabha.
okay Prabhuji. Yeah,
So
clear.
in a way that he wanted to know about the welfare, the well-being of all the sons and the grandsons of Krishna. That is what he was inquiring from Arjuna.
Yes Prabhuji, it's clear.
Okay, we will end here, you. But overall, very good effort. I'm very happy to see so much of enthusiasm is there to study scripture. This is the purpose of our study group. That we should genuinely create interest. And we should try to assimilate and build understanding. Shastric study is going to become very, very rare. As Kali Yuga is progressing, I can see environment everywhere. Hardly devotees to Shastric study. There was one more aspect very important which I thought that you should highlight. It talks about the qualities of the devotee. What is the difference between a devotee and a non-devotee is prominently mentioned in this chapter in the first few verses where Yudhishthir Maharaj is speaking. What are the three qualities which are being taught about for devotees? बोलिए प्रियंका. काफी रिपीटेड किया है वो, कई बार युधिष्ठिर महाराज बोले. आपने वो बोला नहीं. ऑब्वियसली सब कुछ कवर करना पॉसिबल नहीं होता है. इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल टू कवर एवरीथिंग. But still, I thought that was very important, should have been addressed. Quickly, बाकी कोई बोल सकता है. Not necessarily that she has to answer. How Maharaj Yudhishthir was able to detect that Lord Krishna has disappeared? What was the major indication? The three vices. Pradeep?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
It was that people in general became greedy, angry, and deceitful.
Very good. Very good. Exact answer. People in general became very greedy, angry, and deceitful. So, as a devotees, if we keep doing all these things, then we are not devotees. If we are greedy, if we are angry, and we are deceitful, deceitful, you understand? Dhokebaj. Then he is not a devotee. That means he is under the influence of Kali. प्रभुपाद ने लिखा ना प्रियंका.
प्रभुजी.
इस पॉइंट को प्रभुपाद जी ने काफी हैमर किया है. 2-3 वर्सेस में लगातार रिपीट किया. Okay, thank you very much. Tomorrow is Shatti Ekadashi, so please try to take rest. Don't remain. Our cutoff time for sleep should be maximum 10 o'clock, and wake up should not be more after 4. 10 बजे सोने, 4 बजे उठ जाइए. 6 घंटे का स्लीप काफी है. कोशिश करिए और कल अच्छे से राउंड चैंट करिए. जितना हो सके उतना प्रयास करिए कि सुबह राउंड चैंट करें और सुनने का प्रयास करिए, संघर्ष करिए. और अपने अपने जोन में मत उड़िए. बहुत से लोग अपने अपना प्लेन अपना इधर उधर उड़ा रहे हैं, कहीं नहीं पहुंचेंगे. फ्यूल खत्म हो जाएगा, लाइफ ओवर हो जाएगा. आप सीखिए माता जी लोगों से. हाँ, कितने गहराई से प्रेजेंट कर रही हैं. सुन रहे हैं अक्षय?
जी प्रभुजी.
इधर उधर उड़ने से कुछ नहीं मिलेगा. कोई डायरेक्शन है ही नहीं. इस फोरम में आएंगे तो कुछ सीख जाएंगे. हो सकता है एक दिन समझ में आ जाए कि सेवा ही करनी है और सेवा किस प्रकार से करनी है.
जी प्रभु.
रेगुलर रहिए.
जी.
और आप भी कोशिश करिए. कुबेर आप आ रहे हैं. देखिए, इस फोरम में बहुत सीरियस और सिंसियरली लोग चल पाएंगे. जो अपने मन के अनुसार अपने मत के अनुसार चलते हैं वो नहीं चल पाएंगे, क्योंकि वो इसमें आ ही नहीं पाएंगे. तो प्लीज अपने विचारों को विराम दीजिए और प्रभुपाद जी के विचारों को स्वीकार करिए. हरे कृष्णा. प्रणब, प्लीज बी रेडी. इफ यू कैन डू इट ऑन मंडे, इट विल बी एक्सेलेंट. If not on Monday, you give me the message, then maximum on Tuesday.
Okay, Prabhuji. Okay.
Thank you all very much. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna.